Stuart Cruz here. Your life applications officer. Um, there's a lot going on in America today, and if these aren't the last days of the last days, I'm afraid that I may very well die of Christian persecution, physical, violent Christian persecution, or I may just get hit in the crossfire. Trying to stand up for somebody, trying to protect somebody, trying to help two people get along or something. It's crazy out there. And my problem with the craziness is that some of the most brilliant minds that are above all this, or caught in the middle of this, however you want to put it, they sit back and laugh. Like some of y'all to come to my channel. Y'all think that there's nothing wrong. This is beyond. This is beyond. Why are we even having atheist Christian debates right now? Like, nobody needs to argue about Christianity versus atheism, Jesus, whether or not this, and that, and the other. What we should be doing is coming together and saying, hey, let's put a stop to all this immorality. I know y'all hate that word. Let's put a stop to all this immorality. And I'm not even talking about your fornication. I'm not even talking about your abortion. I'm talking about violence all over the coast. Everywhere. Especially in the U.S. Other countries are laughing at us. The other countries are going, I had my bags packed and I was on my way to the U.S., but maybe I should wait. I don't know. Or maybe I should just forget about it. Like, what the heck is going on over there? I've been to Mexico and had less problems with Mexicans than having trouble with them in the U.S. Watching my boy Brandon, he did a series of videos. No, dummy. Okay, I did watch it. Why is it always people of color doing this? Okay. Now, this went viral, this attack on a 7-Eleven. And I don't know which state. It obviously had to be Chicago or New York or Missouri or one of them. Yeah, I know it wasn't here in Pittsburgh. Actually, it might have been Philly. Let me take that back. That's part of Pennsylvania. That might have been Philly. That might have been Philly. I think that was the one that was... No. The one in Philly was the one with the supermarket, where the guy was just packing stuff in his truck and driving off, and he was giving security and everybody the middle finger, like, dare you stop me kind of thing, or whatever, you know. Then we had a situation here just recently. They sent it to me on Newsbreak. Brighton Heights. That's in my neighborhood. That's right up the road from me. I can be there in less than 20 minutes. It's right up here. No, wait. It's up here. Yeah. Up here. Brighton Heights. I didn't know Brighton Heights had a big gay population, but apparently these two gay lovers who shared an apartment somewhere in a complex over there were attacked by a mob of, and they don't want to give racial colors. That's fine. They could have been just a bunch of black kids. He didn't really want to say. I believe they were black because when they don't give out, you know, it's easy to say, oh, the guys were white, you know. But when they're black, don't nobody want to tell you that they're black, you know. I'm sure they were black. And this is not a video about black folks. It's just that y'all want to defend black people. That includes me. That includes myself. Y'all want to act like nothing's wrong. Act like there's a logical explanation for this. But you want to try to cover it up. You're covering it up because there's no logical explanation for it. That's why you're covering it up. But who is behind this liberal party? Who is behind? Who is the creator, the maker of liberalism? Because there are some things about the Democratic Party that I do look up to. But the whole liberal thing, you know what I mean? Everybody, every day there's a reason to fight about something. I'm not a woman enough. I'm not a man. Well, men ain't fighting. Men ain't fighting. They need to fight. They need to join the fight. They need to fight back, stick up for themselves. But every day, I just can't. I'm not getting enough respect as a gay person every day. I'm not getting respect as a woman. I'm not getting enough respect as a transgender person. You know what I mean? And then, you know, I can't deal with your child not being gay or not being something other than, you know. Brandon, I gotta do a video on it. One of these kids came out and snitched on the whole thing. He told the press, he told the world what's going on in these schools where they are pushing transgenderism on children. And then you got this, what is his name? What was his name? Wade something? Go to my history here. Wade. He was a pastor, I think. D. Wade has lost his son. Dwayne Wade files petition. Dwayne Wade files petition to legally turn his son into his daughter. And I think the kid's only like 12 years old. We need to put all these little tiny little social religious wars on hold, and we need to get President Biden to do what he needs to do, that all presidents need to do. There's no party for violence. There's no party for taking away the rights to raise our children. There's no party for that guy just going up and soccer punching that guy and putting him in the hospital, okay, and then standing there and daring anybody to call the police. There's no party for these kids. I don't care what kind of protest you involved in. There's no party for these kids going inside of a 7-Eleven and, you know, there must have been 40 kids in there, okay, that just started ransacking the place, and they pulled I think the dude was Asian. They pulled the Asian dude over the counter. And they wouldn't show on film if they beat him to death or if they kicked him out of the store. I don't know, but Pittsburgh is getting worse. They killed a guy right outside my job, right down the street on Liberty and 6. The kids. They killed a guy. Some of y'all might know that live near Pittsburgh. Some of y'all might know to watch the news. There is no more Schumann Center. Oh, I didn't know that arresting children and punishing kids for criminal crimes was all about Schumann Center. I didn't know that. I didn't know you needed a center to deal with kids. Okay? Me and one of the officers at my job, we was talking the other day. Get them kids to us. We got some, they love ghosts so much. We got some places upstairs on the top floors, okay? Where, some bad people used to make it up there, okay? And they continue to make it up there sometimes. We can lock them in one of them rooms up there, okay? And give them a window so they can get air, okay? Put a fan and a window in there. And if they try to break out, where they gonna go? 20 feet down, okay? 20 stories down, actually. All right, we got a place for them kids. It ain't that hard. It ain't that hard to discipline these kids and punish them for what they're doing. This whole fascination with the streets and people needing to be out on the streets and making a problem for other people. If you don't have money, stay off the streets. If you don't have a job, if you don't have money to buy anything, you don't have a job, you don't have an appointment, a doctor's appointment, an appointment with, someone at the, what do they call that, the development center. We have a development center here. I think they closed it since the pandemic. That might be a problem too. I think they closed the development center there on 6th Avenue. It was right next door to that McDonald's. No. Yeah. It was right next door to that McDonald's that they had to close down because of all the violence and all the loitering and all the shootings and that going on there. Downtown Pittsburgh. And people come here from other countries, not other countries, I'm sorry, other states, and they don't know enough about Pittsburgh. They think Pittsburgh is just mellow compared to Philadelphia. It is, but not on the street. You don't need to be on the street. You don't need to be taking your drunk behind, okay? You and your woman walking around town late at night, her in that little skimpy dress, you looking like you a nerd and a geek, y'all walking around downtown Pittsburgh, okay, half drunk. Neither one of y'all got any fight in y'all if somebody attack y'all. And I know you ain't got a gun on you either because you came here on a plane. So, it's bad. And what more concerns me the most is the violence. And the violence is not based upon just numbers going up and down. The violence is based upon decisions that are made about people in cities in the White House. Biden is responsible for this BS. He is. You're spending all of our care and support on people. Now I just saw a video yesterday where people at the border are breaking the law and letting people through the gate and saying, "Okay, go ahead. I'm tired. I'm not in the mood." I don't know what he was thinking, but he's like, "Just open the gate. Go ahead." Now I do believe Republicans just took a shot there and didn't really pay attention to why they let them guys through. They didn't let them all through. So why they let that whole bunch through, I don't know. But they are whooping us into submission. They are whipping us into submission. They are whipping us into submission. This whole thing about letting people come over here that are going to sell drugs and rape women and human traffic children and force people out of their businesses and you got all these private things done under gunpoint, and while they try to take our guns off of law-abiding citizens, more and more criminals are getting hold of guns. Let me say that again. While they trying to take guns off of law-abiding citizens, more and more criminals are getting guns. I don't understand it. And there's going to be a civil war if this doesn't chill. If this doesn't calm down, there's going to be a civil war. Let me tell you, black folks, let me tell you something. Things were different when I was a youngster. And some of these grandmamas and grandpas, they're sitting back trying to stay uninvolved. They're sitting back, staying uninvolved. But when their grandchildren and their children are getting shot up and raped and beaten, and their stores are being broken into and they're being robbed of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, and all this, these grandmamas and grandpas are going to train these kids to fight back. These white grandpas and grandmas going to train their kids to fight back. And it's going to be the days of the Wild Wild West, whether it was Clint Eastwood or John Wayne. Eastwood always wins. Wayne always wins. It's just like acting. The black hot shot never gets to stick around long enough to continue to be, the top slinger. Okay? So stop. It's just like, in this case, it is like the movies, it will be in real time. Oh, sure. Even me. Once these white folks get to fighting back, they don't need my help. I'm just looking out for myself. If I shoot in the middle of a civil war, if I shoot a black kid attacking a white family, okay, I'm just looking out for myself. He don't need me. Trust me. Family members are coming. Y'all say that whites are still the majority of the population. Okay, well, you need to stop. Because the only thing that is keeping your butt from getting kicked, and the only thing that's keeping you from getting killed is cowardice. Because these white people are cowardice. We're talking about the same white people that got down on their knees, okay, to prove that they ain't got nothing against black people, okay? You know what I'm saying? You're lucky the dude didn't make you open your mouth and stick something in it while you was down there, ma'am. How far are you going to let these clowns go? And I'm not saying this to hate on my own people. I'm saying this because these are not my people. These people don't deserve this country. They don't deserve to be called black. They don't deserve to be in the general population. They don't deserve to breathe the air that white people breathe. They don't deserve to breathe the air that I breathe. Every day of my life, I just refuse to talk about it. Come to me with some Donald Trump crap. Donald Trump's not the president right now. Why are we talking about him? Don't come to me because you found out I'm a Republican trying to have a dialogue with me, a little violent, angry dialogue with me. F you. Without coming right out and saying it. F you and your mama. Leave me alone. I don't want to hear about it. I'm about to go off on some people at work about this crap. Because he knows how mad I am about that Mar-a-Lago crap. They're whipping us into submission. And like Hannity and Tucker said, this is just the beginning. They want you to see this on live TV because they want you to understand you're next. You're next. Oh, some of y'all people that come to my channel, y'all so much of an idiot. Y'all think, oh, well, this is just, there's something that's going on with politics. It's just politics. It's just politics. You know, politics is crazy, man. It's just hilarious. I just love watching it. Okay. If your president doesn't get any respect, if the former president doesn't get any respect, if people that are wealthy and in power and political power and all like that don't get respect, if cops don't get respect, if the FBI is the only people getting respect because don't nobody know who they are when they ain't got their uniforms on, what do you think will happen to you? When you got something valuable and somebody wants it and they think it might fall into politics, or it might build up the Christian community or build up the Republican community or something. Somebody just show up at your house with flak jackets on in AR-15s. Claiming that they showing you some kind of badge, you don't even know what you're reading. They showed a video a while back. I cannot think of that guy's name. Howard? I can't think of his name. Can't think of his name. I tried in 3 videos. It won't come back to me. But he's one of them kind of white people. He's a white nationalist. And he voted for Trump. He's a white nationalist. And he really believes that part of getting America back to where it needs to be is war against non-whites. And he's saying that globally in every country. I didn't know, like this comedian said the other day here on YouTube, he said he didn't know he was white until he came to this country. He didn't know that Ukrainians were considered white people. You know, he didn't know that the country where he comes from, I forget what he called it was. It was a white. I know what it is. Sweden. I forget. You know me. I was more laughing than I was taking notes, but he didn't know that he was white till he came to this country. And a white man started coming up to him, talking to him about black folks and all this kind of stuff. And he's like, okay, you know, you know, he didn't know that he was white. You know, people come up to him and talk about his privilege and all this stuff, and he's like, you do understand that I'm from another country and I don't speak English, and our ways in my country are very, 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 very biased against American culture. So, like, how do you just include that I'm white? It's kind of silly. But there's so much going on. They're whipping us into submission. That's what this is all about. None of us is safe. And I just looked up online that the Democratic Party will always be the most powerful party because it has the most registered attendance. Okay, that's what they say on the internet. The Democratic Party will probably remain the most powerful party. And someone said that the Republican Party was the party of entrepreneurs. Donald Trump didn't get up there preaching about entrepreneurship. He got up there preaching about open, closed borders and you know, the rights of those that have to work. He didn't get up there and preach any big sermons about entrepreneurship. He preached about the people that have to work. I like that though, because I'm tired of working. I want to be an entrepreneur. And I think entrepreneurs are the truth about money. I think they're the ones that will tell you the truth about government, big government, and money. I think they will. There's no reason for them to lie. They're loaded. They don't have a care in the world. They don't need to lie. But see, you stepped into the White House, Mr. Trump, and you were too honest. And if we can't conquer you financially, and they've tried everywhere he's went, whether it was going to court or whether it was, you know, anything that he did outside of the White House or whatever it might be, they tried to take him down financially. Is that what this is about? Is that what this is about? Okay. But if they can't beat you financially, they'll just send the FBI. That's going to cost thousands of dollars. But they can afford that because they can't afford the lawyers. You know, they can't afford to send the attorney after you and the lawyer. But they got enough money to send the FBI. It said 40 officers showed up at that Mar-a-Lago complex. 40 officers. 40. Does Donald Trump have 40 people in the house? 40 officers there, loaded with weaponry, showed up. See, that's not the way I would run the FBI. The way I would run the FBI is I send somebody over there, and I know he's got security over there, so I send somebody over there, 2 guys, send them over there, give you a document, and let you know that we need to look through all your stuff again at this location. Don't go nowhere, don't move nothing. You know what I'm saying? You say yes, we have an appointment, we have a date, we're coming. Okay? We'll bring enough guys to come and look through your apartment, put everything back like we found it. Okay? And there's no ransacking because you have not been guilty of a crime yet. So I'll let you know we're coming to check. Okay? Now, if you say no, then yeah, that's 40 officers. We don't know what you got packing in the basement. We don't know if you got military people we accusing you of December 6th or January 6th. Okay? We don't know what you packing, so yeah. send 40 officers just for safety's sake. Okay. But, first of all, be respectful. First of all, act like this man is the former president. Act like this man is innocent until proven guilty. Don't just waltz up in there. Thank God him and Milana wasn't banging on the couch. And they'd have been dumb enough to put that in the news too. They already let you know they went looking through her wardrobe like they was getting excited about it. You know what I mean? Like you looking for a computer chip and some sexy lingerie. Don't get me wrong. People do stuff like that. So, you know, you let these people ransack your house. That's what they get to do. Ransacking is ransacking, you know. But I think it's horrible what's going on. Everything from these gay dudes getting attacked by whomever right up here. Wait. Right. I've been there. I was just at Brighton Heights. Brighton Heights, that's by Carnegie. Brighton Heights. Yeah, you got to get the Brighton Heights bus to go to Carnegie. That's that way. That's on the other side of me. That's about the same distance that I am from downtown Pittsburgh, but it's on the other side, like going towards Robinson. Yeah, that's out near Carnegie. Yeah. I am trying to move out of here. But I'm afraid. Just like these gay dudes got attacked in Brighton Heights. Brighton Heights is a nice neighborhood, you know. Last I checked. I'm afraid that if I leave here, I'm afraid that, Lord, are you letting me know what I'm getting into before I get into it? I need to know. I'm afraid. I know I'm definitely afraid to leave. You know, just a few years ago, maybe 10 years ago or less, I wanted to go to every state in the U.S. All the popular states. New York, which I do frequently. I go to New York because I'm so close to it. So I go to New York. I've been to New York enough times within my 56 years on this planet. I've been to New York enough times. New York, New Jersey. Those are close to me. I've been to Canada once or twice. That's not part of the state anymore, but I've been there once or twice. I've been through a number of states, but I've never been to California. I have been to Texas. I've been to Texas twice. Georgia twice. Virginia twice. West Virginia once. And that's right down the opposite direction from me, so I can be in West Virginia in like 4 hours, you know, or less. Actually less. 3 hours. On the highway, on the turnpike. I'm afraid to go anywhere. I'm afraid to go on a vacation. Because you know, I'm afraid that I'll go somewhere where I think that is away from the inner city, which I got plans on going on. They're trying to get me into a court case that I thought was over with the accident I had with a car. Now they bringing it back up all of a sudden, which is going to make it hard for me to go on my trip. Oh my God, you know, I'm afraid. I'm afraid to go anywhere. You know, I'm afraid that I'll go on my trip and, you know, if I might go there and find out things have changed and get attacked by black folks. If the black folks don't get me, the white folks will get me. because it used to be a sundown city where I'm going, where I want to go for my trip. And I'm not going there just to go on my trip, but I'm going there to get information. Um, Information about housing and information about jobs and that. I just want to get away from Pittsburgh. I want to get away from this part of Pennsylvania. I mean, Pittsburgh right now is the spoiler. Pittsburgh is the trash of Allegheny County right now. All downtown Pittsburgh and in every corner of downtown Pittsburgh leading to another ghetto that leads to another ghetto that leads to another ghetto. You get one block of good land and you're into another. Too many ghettos and not enough normal people. Too many ghettos and not enough decent, hard-working Republicans. There you go. There you go. Okay. I'm scared to move. People trying to tell me not to go to this area. And I'm thinking about, I'm doing more than just going to the area. I'm thinking about getting a transfer. I want out of here. Want out of here. But I'll tell you this, before I go anywhere, I need to make sure that I know the neighborhood, that I know something about the people, the culture. I got to know what I'm getting myself into. And the bottom line is that too many people in America don't know what they're getting themselves into. And we're all going to face persecution for anything different we do today. Even gay people are going to go through persecution. Why? Because gay people are more about their crime is what they do. Their crime is to God, it's not to man. If their crime was to man, men would fear them. But their crimes are to God. But their crimes are to children too. Because you know, there's a rich history of everything from violence and molestation in the gay community all the way to influence over young men and young women in that community, pulling people from the other side into their community. It goes all the way back to Sodom and Gomorrah. It goes all the way back to Judges, the same chapter in chapter 19, just like in Genesis. Okay, you know, and I don't condone what, you know, who everybody's going to go through it, you know. But you got some homosexuals out there that I met them in Job Corps. They make victims out of their people that they want to sleep with. They beat their lovers into submission. Okay. My little behind is lucky. I really am. Because me being someone that was always nice and supportive to homosexuals. Okay. I'm lucky that things didn't turn the other way either way. I'm lucky that things didn't turn the other way either way. Because people could have turned on me for having their back, which they did, and they just laughed at me. But then you got people like the dude that I told you about, who basically raped my friend. Tried his best to anyway, right in front of everybody. And this was what? This was back in 1988. What do you think it is now? If you think it got better, tell me how. How'd it get better? How'd it get better? It's been always bad. It's going to get worse. We done went from that to fathers like this Way guy feeling like he's being forced I don't know, by the kid or by the school board or by him being a Democrat or a pastor or whatever. Whatever he is. Whatever his title is. He's being forced to let his son believe that he's a woman or a female, a girl, a little girl. And the son probably saw some influence in school or somewhere and said, Dad, I think I might be a girl. Well, if that's what you want to do, I guess I'll go from calling you son to calling you honey. I guess I'll have to get rid of all your little male toys and let me shut up. And I got nerve to have this V-neck on. But I'm going to close there. There were some other things I wanted to say. I can't think of them. But they're whipping us into submission. That's what's going on. Everything from letting violence unleash in our cities. This is why I want to get away from the city. Because it always is unleashed in the city. Violence unleashing in the cities. And the grooming of our children and grandchildren. And you name it. What happened to Donald Trump? And not only Donald Trump, other people. FBI is going after not just Trump, but other people that they feel that might have Trump's back. This is how we keep the Democratic Party strong. Now, I know what I want to say. Who is behind the Democratic Party? Because I don't believe that the Democratic Party alone, and this is like I said this in another video, somebody is using the Democratic Party because it is liberal. So they're using the Democratic Party to, as a terrorist cell. I like that term. I like that. They're using the Democratic Party as a terrorist cell. It's not the Democratic Party alone, because I believe the Democratic Party alone, excuse my French, is about a bunch of stupid people who don't pay attention, who don't care about anything but their libidos. And they don't have, so they naturally feel that, oh, somebody's stealing off me. No. You don't have because you don't have because you ask not, the Bible says. You don't have because you don't know how. There's some education involved there, so you don't have. You got to love somebody. You got to give something. You got to give of yourself. You got to share. Stop being stingy. That's how you get things. But who is using this Democratic Party as a terrorist cell to launch? Now, obviously, they always do it through the Democrats. So there is a lobbyist there. There is a key lobbyist or key group of lobbyists that are working for the foundation of flipping America into something it never was before, something it was never meant to be. Why us and not China? Why us and not Mexico, since there's so much controversy? Why us and not, some of these Middle Eastern countries, since there's so much controversy? Why not let it happen somewhere smaller? Why in the biggest nation of the world? That's another thing. Because we are the biggest nation of the world. If you can conquer the biggest nation in the world, you can conquer the rest of them. And that's what's going on. They're trying to conquer the world by having you focused on what you do in the bedroom and your rights to do it, or what you do, or what kind of Fruit Loop, or thing that got a tail wagging that you want to call marriage. Okay? You know, they want you to concentrate on that while they are allowing violence to come in and whip you into submission at the same time. And meanwhile, while you're being whipped into submission, your focus is on things that have nothing to do with building anything, nothing to do with morality, nothing to do with love, nothing to do with building up other people. It has all to do with your personal rights, your personal libido, your personal fantasies about whatever. But it has nothing to do with the country in general. And they love that. They love that. And they want to keep you distracted while they whoop you and beat you at the same time. That's what this letting loose the Kraken is all about. They want to take guns from us while the criminals are getting more and more guns. How do you come here from another country with nothing and sell guns? How? You came here with nothing. They checked you at the border. And then you come here and sell guns. Come here and sell guns. You join gangs. You practice human trafficking. Uber is going through a lawsuit, several lawsuits, for human trafficking because the foreigners that can't speak English, all they can do is read GPSs. They can't speak English. Just riding you around is taking some of our female customers hostage, captivating them, stealing them off the face of the earth. Nobody knows when the last time they existed except for the last time they got an Uber. It's bad everywhere, and you come to my channel and you ha 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 ha. Let's entertainment on D-Roy Cruz. I haven't been here doing as many videos lately, if you notice, because I've been focusing on the things. I've been focusing on my retirement. I've been focusing on what am I going to do about all these other things, because I care. Maybe you don't care. I care. I care about my own safety first, and then I care about the safety of those around me, and I care definitely about the safety of the Church of the Living God. So somebody's behind all this, and when Trump was in office, he exposed them. You know, George Soros, I think he's still involved, but he got real quiet after Trump got in office in the middle of his reign. George Soros got real quiet. But he's not the only one. I believe there's somebody above that. George Soros is doing one thing, but I believe that the whole package, there's one man or one group of people involved, and they're not necessarily Democratic or Republican. They're probably Republican because they got to pick one. Why not pick the one that you're using? But they don't care about either party. All they care about is flipping America into something that it was never supposed to be, and selling us off as slaves to the others. For whatever reason, God help me, I will never understand why we need to be, Donald Trump exposed that too. Why do we need to be putting so much money into China? Why do we need to be putting so much money into the Middle East? So much money, why all this money leaving the country instead of coming into the country? I didn't know that we depend on these foreign countries for everything. Everything from a piece of paper to a slice of bread. My God, come on. We can't make our own bread in this country? We got to get it from overseas? Man. That's our mistake. We should have never let it go that far. I agree with Trump. We should have never let it go that far. That's why people make a big deal about America. You want to hear an argument? Talk about American-made guitars and American-made cars. People, oh man, that's a civil war in itself. Okay, I'm D-Roy Cruz. I am your life applications officer. This video is too long, but I didn't start thinking about some of the things I wanted to spit out until I got to the end of it. I know I should have wrote it down, but my clothes was washing. I'm getting ready to take a shower and take a nap and eat and got to go to work tonight. I meant to do this video last night, but I fell asleep. I apologize. I'm just not into y'all lately. I'm really not into haters lately. So I'll probably do less videos on this channel and block you on the rest of my channels. Okay? That's it. D-Roy Cruz, your life applications officer, signing off. Thank you for watching. See you again soon with more. God bless.